Hello YouTubers and family members. Well, it's been about 7-8 months. We moved since my last video from my single car garage to my double car garage. So this is my new bunker as I referred to it before. So this is kind of the outside. Got a garage over here and one over there, and I just kind of move things around in the garage. There's my cabinet for all my stuff, oils and all that kinds of stuff. Smelly things. And then I have some different boxes up there full of different things. Here's some bunch of camping stuff. Refrigerator, there's some AC stuff there. Of course, I gotta have my Dr. Pepper. Finally got that's my home entertainment. I bought a new one, so I have like stereo down here. That's my metric toolbox. And there's my other toolbox. I put my little rack up there. I have a little place here for all my Ryobi tools, and then some things here for my HVAC stuff. This is a lot of my woodworking tools here. Just stuff for around the yard. Air compressor. And then I had this rack that it's on wheels and I can move it around so wintertime Flo can get in here. Of course, I got some scrap here for next year. Flo can get in here to park her car in the winter, because I told her I'd make a space in here that after all the years we've been married, she could have a place to park her car in the wintertime, and she's happy about that. Don't have to mess with the snow. So it's been interesting taking some time off. Kind of been in a little bit of a funk for the last 7 months. I'm kind of out of it now. I just need to suck it up, Buttercup, and get on with it. Tired of feeling sorry for myself. So, what I have today is a snowblower that they had where I work. It's been sitting for like 7 years and nobody's used it. And I got a driveway, and we got great neighbors here, Chuck and Wendy next door. We're going to see about if we get this thing going today. Looks like the gas has run out of it. I'm going to take the bottom bowl off the carburetor and see what that looks like. And hopefully it's not a bunch of crud in the bottom of it. If not, I might just be able to put some gas in it. If it was drained correctly, maybe somebody did drain the bowl. I don't know until I get it off, and maybe it'll run fine. So that's where I'm going next. So here we go. All right, here on the ground, on my favorite cardboard creeper. See if we can't take this bowl off, and let's see what we come up with here. Well, must be metric. It's probably this 10. Yep, 10 millimeter. I'm not sure what this engine is. It's a Troy built. Who knows? Oh, there is some gas in there. All right. Yeah. Hang on here. Stinky gas too. Ooh, it stinks. Oh, that stinks. That's some old gas in there. Stinky old gas. So I might have ran it out of gas, but ew. Yeah. That's nasty. It's like brown. It's brown. Gas is not supposed to be brown. It's brown when it's old. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well. And there's moisture in it too. Oh man, that's a mess. Okay. Well, looks like I'm going to be probably... Is that thing sticking? Yeah, the float's sticking a little bit, so looks like I'll be pulling off a carburetor. So, I'll be back. Well, I'll tell you what, this thing's kicking my butt. I took all this covering off. I'll show you. Man, this thing's a pain to work on. I had to take all that stuff off and that tin cover for around the motor. Of course, you can get at this part here. It's this part I'm trying to get at. I can't get this throttle thing to pull from that rod right there. You can see the back part of it. There's a little notch in there. I stick my screwdriver in there, think I can lift it up, that'll pull off, but I can't even get that thing off. I could pull this off to about here, but there's so much junk in there to get that throttle cable. I can't get my fat fingers back in there until I can get this thing here out of the way. And if I can't get that lever off right there, then I can't pull this thing off. Man, alive. Well, plus the seat, I got the float's loose. I got the pin out of the pivot on the float, but I can't get the seat out because the seat is gooed up in there. You know, it's stuck up in there with all this old gas. So we'll have to see what I can do to get this thing to go. If I can get that, I sprayed some carb cleaner in the gas tank and I tipped it so it run down. Hopefully it filled up on top of that seat, so maybe it'll loosen it up. I sprayed some carb cleaner up underneath there. The float pin isn't in there, but the float is stuck up in there because the pin is, the seat, needle and seat is stuck up in there. So we'll see. We had a Craftsman big snowblower, self-propelled, and geez, it would blow the snow 15-20 feet. But we had to get the carb fixed on it. Sandy's like, can you do the carb? And I looked at it, and I was like, geez, I got to take 40 bolts off this thing just to get at the carb. So I just said, we loaded up in my truck and we took it in and had somebody else do it. They charged her a lot of money to get it fixed, but it was a nightmare. I guess I get spoiled working on lawnmowers. You can kind of get at them most of the time. The ones that are really kind of difficult are these little Hondas, and this looks like a Honda one. Unless I can get that cover out of the way, I can't get at the linkage to... If I get the linkage off the carburetor, the rest of it is just little primer bowl on one, and there's a couple little lines on there that I could pull off the carburetor and then slide the carburetor off the two studs. Ah! My first project in my new garage. Son of a bitch. Well, hopefully, if I get this stupid thing done, I got to work on the Kia. Kia's going through oil. So I'm going to try using this... I'm going to try to do this thing I saw on YouTube, is where they pull the plugs out and they pour this Berryman's, what is this, B12, pour this, you kind of move the engine around to get the pistons kind of all in the same, about even. Then you pour this down on top of the pistons and hopefully it runs down around the rings and stuff and gets to those affected rings that I think are sticking. And because they're sticking in the piston instead of wiping it, and then it's getting blow-by. So I'm going to try to do that. I had 80,000 on the Kia. It goes through a quart of oil about every 800 miles. So I'm going to try this Berryman's. I'm going to put some in there, fill those pistons up, let it sit for 24 hours, and then kind of move the pistons up and down, and then probably crank on it and spit it all out. And then I'm going to put some more Berryman's across the top of it again and let that soak for another 24 hours. And then I'll turn the engine over, blow it out, put the new spark plugs in it, start it up, run it, get it up to operating temperature, and then I have some of this this flush. I'm going to put some of this engine flush into it and see if that'll help loosen up those lower oil rings to stop from sticking and letting the oil just blow out of it. That's a problem with these things, these Kias. It just, you know, I looked at the reports on this thing, and everybody liked this thing. This is the ones below it. The 15s, some of the 16s, and the other cars were having problems with their motors. They say this motor is supposed to be good. That's why I'm kind of pissed. I was like, geez, we spent a lot of money for this car. And now, I know they all go through oil. It's just because of their low tension rings. That's fine, but Jesus, 800 miles, I gotta put oil in it? That's stupid. Heck, if I knew that, I'd buy a 2009 Toyota 2.4 that blows through oil about every, 600-700 miles. Yeah, you knew what you're getting when you buy one of those cars. So, my old Chevy truck over there, 160,000 miles on it. Between oil changes, I'm lucky if I even put a quart in it. You know why I put a quart in it? Because it's leaking a little bit. There's no blow-by on that truck. That 4.3 runs great. That's a good truck that I got for Dan. So, no wonder why nobody wants to buy new cars. All right, done bitching. We'll see what comes up with this stupid thing. All right, see ya. Hey, everybody. Hey. Well, I finally got this little arm off. Stupid little arm. Yeah, it's in the dark here. It's warmer here in this shop than it is to have the garage door open. So I had to put a big channel locks on this thing, and here's my channel locks. That's a big set of channel locks right there. And I had to get that on there with the cover on and just pull like all I could, and it popped off. I tried sticking the screwdriver down in this little slot. You can see this little slot here. I tried to stick the screwdriver down into that slot and pry up on it when the cover was still on, and try to pull it out, but it didn't have anything. You just have to use brute force to pull that thing out of there. So we're going to take the, we don't spill too much gas. Oh, that stuff stinks. That old gas. Ah. I got some on my jacket here and my flannel shirt, and I just left it sit out here in the garage. When I work on this, I just come out and put it on. No sense in me washing it if I'm going to get it dirty again. So once I get this done and the Kia done, then I'll wash my jacket. Get that little spring clip loose. So I want to get the come on, you little pup. Move. There we go. I want to get this off the gas tank. And then get this thing off the gas tank. This got it off. I don't know what you can see and what you can't see quite much. Quite much. What you can see a lot of. There. A little bit more light on your end that you can see what's going on. So I get that off. So this linkage and everything should come off all one piece with this carburetor. And this is the primer pump bowl line over here. It's this little line here. It's got a little spring clip on it too. So I'll just take that off and remove that primer. I get a new primer. This little kit that I bought from Amazon has the carburetor, a spark plug, and a new primer bulb. And I suggest, especially when you have something like that, I found out over the years, that's the primer, that the primer bulbs, they get dried out and they don't prime quite right. And it comes with a new piece of line and everything. Pretty cool. If I remember, I'll put it in the description below on my when I post it. A lot of times I forget. So, all right. So everything's loose here. I have the spring for the governor. It fits on here. Let's see here. This is the throttle. Come on, baby. Why is that not moving? Okay, well, I'm going to take this thing off. I'll send you watching me just pull the carburetor off. Take this off, put it back on. I have to clean out the gas tank, and tomorrow's supposed to be like 50 degrees, so I'll be able to open the garage door. Get some heat in here, and then I can show you more about this. So, alright, see you in a little bit. Hey, I'm back. New carburetor's on. I'm going to spray some parts cleaner down there. You can see there's some of that, there's some varnish in there. So I went to Walmart when I was there, picked up some parts cleaner, pretty cheap. Picked up another can of that B12 stuff, and there's those spark plugs. I'll get those set up outside for you later on so you can see better about what's going on. So I'm just trying to get all this stinky stuff done. I have all the stinky carburetor, and I'll be getting all those rags with that old gas out of my garage. It really stinks. As I've said 10,000 times. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Choke. Half throttle. Works. Hey, it starts. Where am I? Alright, it's running. I'm going to run it for a few minutes and change the oil. The oil smells like that old gas, so then I'll have a snowblower all ready. Alright, all done. See ya! Hello! I thought I was done, but like Paul Harvey, there's more to the story. I lost some footage. I had a low battery. I picked up a carburetor on Amazon, and it had the pump, the spark plug, and the carburetor all in one piece, and gaskets. It's like 22 bucks. I figure if I use this for 1 year, it's not going to hurt me to spend $22 on somebody else's snowblower. So that's about it. I changed the oil. It smells okay. Just a little hint of that rotten gas. It was really bad before. I drained it out. I ran it the other day and I drained it out overnight. So I let it drain for Christmas Day. And then I came out today and the whole garage kind of smelled like that stuff. So it was definitely a lot in there. I'm not sure if there was gas in the gas tank and it ran past the jet, the needle and seat, and then the seat finally just goobed up when it was dripping, you know, into the gas tank or into the oil through the carburetor. So I think that's where a lot of that pollutant came from in the oil. So it's changed. I ran it, put the spark plug in it today, and everything's good. I'm all ready for and I'm not going to say it. It's going to come. I just don't want to jinx myself. So I'm all ready. All right. So have a happy new year, and I'll catch you later. Bye.